Oh, yeah, I'd be more than happy to help you out with this. Okay, we're on one. Okay,
Is
it looks like we're live. Uh, Welcome to our show. With us today, we have Michael Puente, who is the WBEZ reporter for Chicago and the Northwest Indiana area. Welcome to our show again, Michael. Michael has been known to co host our show when the infamous Kelly Rasala is busy. It takes someone of Michael's caliber to fill in for Kelly. So
Well, thank you for having me, Bill
oh,
and Cal.
thank you. Boy, I tell you what, I've been really appreciating, well, I always appreciate your reporting, but specifically with this coronavirus outbreak. And what I thought we'd do is maybe spend some time and talk about that. First of all, I want to let people know that are you still doing your own report every evening?
Yeah, I try to do it every evening. Uh, it all depends on the work schedule and everything. But
Right.
since last week, I did it every evening, and I did one on Sunday evening as well.
Yeah. So if you're interested in watching his report, we're going to share it to our Facebook if you want to come here, or you could go to his personal Facebook page, Michael Puente, and view it there. Very concise, uh, very accurate reporting on what's going on in the state. And we wish we could say it is all good news, but it's not. So with that, Michael, I've let's get you rolling because I understand you've got the governor's conference coming up here pretty soon. So I'm going to roll over to our Indiana Health Department website that's very well designed, by the way. And right now I've got the Indiana map up that shows the various different counties with the total of positive cases. So you want to take us through that and what you've witnessed over the last couple of weeks?
Well, yeah. Actually, this morning I felt like we had a little bit positive news, and that's the thing. It isn't just looking at the numbers; it's looking at the trend. So, as it stands this morning, the latest numbers from the Indiana State Health Department for COVID-19 as of Monday, March 30th. There are 1,786 confirmed cases throughout the state. That's up from 1,514 just yesterday. There are 35 deaths. That's up from 32. So you got three new deaths. And it appears that the two new deaths are in Marion County, which is Indianapolis, and one new death in Franklin County, which they have now four. So, and right now we've had 11,658 people tested throughout the state, and that's up from 9,830 just from yesterday. So I know there's a lot of numbers to be thrown around right here,
Right.
but if we want to take a look just locally, which is always important, Lake County has 97 confirmed cases. That's up from 85. So you've got another 12 with one death, and that came sometime last week. Porter County has 15. That's up from 14. So just one more, despite increased testing. So that's kind of good news. LaPorte County remains at 6. Jasper County remains at 6. They had one death reported last week. Stark County has one case, and Newton County remains at 1, which I think they just got their first confirmed case on Friday or Saturday. So Northwest Indiana has a total for the 6 county area, 126 confirmed cases, 2 deaths, and of course, but Marion County kind of leads that whole thing with 804 confirmed cases. That's up from 676 just yesterday, and 12 deaths. That's two more from Sunday at 10. So, I mean, so you got to kind of track the numbers. It isn't just what's happening today,
Mm-hmm.
what's happening yesterday, what's happening the day before and last week. And so we're just really our first reported case in the state was March 6th. And so we're already up to that many, but it seems like the number of confirmed cases again didn't go up too much. So maybe that's just a one-time blip. We're told that the spike, we're not going to feel that spike until the mid to late April. So
Mm.
maybe it's just maybe it's just a calm before the storm. But you know what? We got to take positive news everywhere we go. So
Oh yeah,
I think it's positive news. I'm not a health professional, so
yeah.
but just from looking at the numbers.
Yeah, one thing that I've tried to look at as numbers came out is the percentage of positive cases versus total tested. And I've seen fluctuations anywhere from 13%, and right now it's sitting at 15%. And that kind of leads me to understand the depth at the sampling. That is the number of people that actually tested. Because the whole thing is, we still don't have the test kits. I mean, we're still getting the test kits out to the medical facilities. So, in some ways, we're still driving in the dark on this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're probably, I mean, look from reading reports and everything. Really, the thing we need is a home testing kit.
Mm-hmm.
Just like pregnancy, or there's other things that for diabetes, or check your sugar, glucose level. That's what you need. You need a home testing kit, so you can just do it at home. And that's when, if you have it, then you stay home and recuperate. If you don't have it, go to work. That's the only way we're going to get, but we're still, who knows, maybe a year or two away from that. We know we're at least a year away from a vaccine. That's if other countries haven't already tested theirs and if they're willing to share it. We do know that, sometimes we don't always hear about that, or the countries they're not playing nicely at this time. I mean, this thing is affecting everybody. So the more
Right.
cooperation we have, that would be the better. So,
Yeah.
um, but,
And
but you're right. It's the testing, and right now you have to have a doctor's order in order to get a test. So I've heard reports of. I had a friend of mine who was very sick. He didn't have COVID-19, but he thought he did, and he couldn't get tested. So it feels like I'm sure the health professionals know what they're doing. So the guy,
right.
I guess the doctor who said no, you're not going to get a test. Well, it turns out the guy didn't have COVID-19 anyway, just a flu. So maybe we got to rely on the knowledge of our health professionals, because these tests, there's only a limited amount right now,
Yeah,
so
and
they just can't have everybody getting it, unfortunately.
right, and that's it. I mean, we've got some extremely gifted medical facilities in the state, especially down in Indianapolis, which is seeing the brunt of it in Marion County.
Right.
Um, but one thing, before we get too far along, that I would like to get to, because I mean, people are, get freaked out by these. Yeah, and they should keep aware of it, because we all have to play our role in this, and make sure that we're isolating. Social distancing has become the new phrase of this era now.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like to talk to you about and ask you some questions, Michael, is your experience as a reporter for Northwest Indiana and Chicago area. I mean, what does that look like for you personally? How, like for instance, your offices have moved now to Lakeshore Media, right?
Right.
You're
They
right
tripled it.
there. And what does it look like there now at the
Well,
facility?
a lot of media entities, and Lakeshore's included, and WBEZ. WBEZ is based out of Navy Pier.
Hmm.
Most reporters and editors are working from home now. We got just a really small skeleton crew keeping us on air at Navy Pier. We even had our main anchor, Melba Lara, anchoring from her home last week,
Oh.
and is going to continue to do that. We've seen TV stations that have the weather people and the sports people
Hmm.
reporting from home. And that's just not to play it safe. It's also to try to be a good example to people that if we could do our work from home, a lot of people can. And then we're not trying to scare people or try to, like, oh, our social liberties are being exploited. It's to keep people safe. It's to not overwhelm the system. And here right now, I've been kind of fortunate in that I've been able to work out of my studio at Lakeshore. They have a very small staff working right now this week out of Lakeshore. So I have my own little office. I try not to get to too many places, and so I make sure I'm washing my hands, and I got the hand sanitizer, cleaning up, got the Lysol. So trying to keep better safe than sorry. So my family's at home; they're staying at home. I'm
Hmm.
pretty much the guinea pig, going out getting the groceries and everything.
Well,
I
you
don't
be
want my wife.
careful. You be careful. You're a good friend of ours. We don't want to
So,
lose one of our
uh,
co-hosts.
right now too, we just can't go anywhere and do
Yeah.
stories. We have to get special permission from an editor to actually go out to cover a story. Most of our stories now are done by streaming like this. Most press conferences are done by streaming. In fact, Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb is going to have his first sort of streaming sort of virtual press conference where all the reporters can join in, not just the ones down at the State House.
And with that, we got to get you going, pal, because I know you got to do your job. And listen, Mike, we appreciate everything you do out there. And I've always said, out of all the media, you rank right up there with all the professionals in the Chicago area. Short, concise, accurate, boom, it's Michael Puente. So, and award-winning, may I add, award-winning. 2 states, pal. 2 states. They haven't awarded anything like that to this talk show host yet.
Add, Bill, but I got to show off my 1901 Chicago White Sox hat. This is not a Cubs hat. 1901 Chicago White Sox cap, right there.
Yeah, something happened within that era to the White Sox. Let me think. Oh yeah.
That's years later.
I know, still. All right, listen, Michael, you go, and you please be safe, pal. We appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you coming on.
Fans do have to, though, I guess, before we cut off, have to thank the Cubs for our nickname, because the Cubs' original name was the White Stockings, and they dropped it for the Cubs. So
there you go. Michael, you play it safe, and keep doing. You're doing a great job.
NC Cali, but to ever, for her, hello. And
oh yeah, she's actually doing a virtual coffee clutch with her friends. Some of which you may know because they're theater types. So,
nice.
Listen, we got to let you go so you don't miss the governor. So, Michael, you take it easy and play it safe. And thank you again for coming on and giving us a briefing.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Goodbye for now.